Hey, everybody. Welcome back to It's Happening Now. Once again, next Saturday show we are going to do. I have Chris to my left, Scott to my left, Devin to my right. We're going to be talking about Haiti and a little bit of the State of the Union address. But before we get there, we're going to be changing up format a little bit. This is going to be our last new Saturday show. So we're going to do a half-hour spot.
Next Saturday is going to be our last one.
Oh, next Saturday is going to be our last new Saturday show. I'm jumping the gun. Apparently, these guys are slower than me, but
We put on the parachute before we jumped.
Well, so next Saturday is going to be our last show. After that, we're going to be doing a half-hour segment every day of the top news story that day, and maybe a little bit other things. And then our Saturday show
that'll be Monday through Friday. Yep. Half-hour show. So go ahead.
No,
sorry.
No, you're fine. Half-hour show Monday through Friday, like Chris just said. And our Saturday shows are going to be conspiracy theory. So if you have any conspiracies you want us to go over, just put it in the comments.
Murder mysteries,
conspiracy theory,
any kind of we're going to go down.
We're going to go down all kinds of dark roads on that.
Paranormal,
and the Saturday show will still be an hour.
Yeah,
and we'll be doing
conspiracy.
Yeah, conspiracy, murder mystery, hauntings, whatever.
Wild.
If you know a really haunted place,
rabbit holes.
Put it. Yeah, we'll go down that rabbit hole.
We're going down the rabbit holes.
If you know of any really haunted areas, tell us in the comments so we can send Devin there.
he will be all right. If he comes back and his eyes are just black, we're going to put a bullet in him.
Yeah. So. But let's get on the show. I am the only one here, I guess, that hasn't watched the State of the Union address because I can't stand to watch Biden do anything.
Failure.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was hard to watch.
Really hard to watch.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
I tell you, the only one good thing that I seen throughout the whole thing was the whole. I think he said something about $2,000 was going to be your deductible. He wanted to make that for everybody. But I think there's a lot of strings attached to that. And not only that, I don't think he can even do that.
Well, once again, to me, that's not a good thing. That's the government grabbing a hold of.
But that's what I'm saying is the only good thing that came out the whole.
Oh,
speech.
yeah.
It was an hour and a half long, and the only good thing I heard was that.
Well,
but can he even do that?
They did it with the Affordable Care Act. You know what I mean? They
yeah, but you're talking about forcing private companies to do. I mean, I don't know. I was just wondering, how could he even do it? And then that's your deductible. I mean, it sounds good, and that's what I'm saying. It sounds good, but it's not your max out of pocket. Like, what's the max out of pocket going to be?
Once again, I mean, we are capitalists. When the government demands private industry do anything, take hold of it, that's socialism.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
It always
I
goes
agree.
bad.
That's why I said it sounded good.
No, it sounds good,
but
that's what they do.
There's so much missing there. Like, okay, so if my max deductible or my deductible is now $2,000, do you take away my preventative care? You know what I mean? Am I paying full price for that now until I meet that $2,000 or what's going on?
Well, the more important,
I'm sure it's going to be some.
Is your max out of pocket? You know what I mean? If I have a $2,000 deductible, that's great. If I have a $40,000 max out of pocket,
that's not great.
Well, that's not great because
that's what I was getting at. Like, it sounded good though. Like, but if you don't understand it, then
you hit your deductible, and you know what I mean? That goes 80-20. I mean, what if I have some weird medical condition that happens, and every month I have to go for a $10,000
test
or treatment.
Right.
So 2,000. Yeah, they're paying 8,000, but I'm gonna go broke real quick.
By the end of the year, you're gonna be dead broke.
Oh, you'll be bankrupt before 6 months. About 6 months in, you're borrowing money from a bank to pay medical bills.
Well, right now, I mean, it's usually like 7,000. I think sort of a standard for one person.
It depends.
And then like
a
families
usually 12 or 15.
I think I have on the plan 3,500 max out, like 1,500.
You got a good plan.
Well, it's a Cadillac plan, but
it's expensive.
If
my wife's been sick, I've been paying out $7,000 every year. So
I would have to jump the border back and forth.
At least
I thought about
a couple times a year.
I thought about that.
And this is what people need to really watch out for: is that when they make these promises out here, remember that as long as it's not controlled by the government fully, they're just going to offset the cost of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how everything works. So don't expect to get anything for free. And then even
Right,
when the government
yeah.
comes into it, says it's free now. Guess who's going to pay for it? You, to the taxpayer.
But yeah, the taxpayer.
Right, because the
Right,
government
exactly.
does the government everything they put their hands in, it never makes anything better. It
Right.
usually makes everything worse.
It always makes
Always.
it.
Everything they
time.
put their hand
Every
in, that's
time.
why I can't stand when everybody's like, "Oh no, we need them more into our educational system." So, no, we need them. We need to get out,
Out.
push them out, because our educational system, since the government's got involved in it, has just got worse and worse every year.
Well, I've always been a staunch believer that the federal government is a centralized bureaucratic area in Washington, D.C.
Mhm.
Okay, so they push out that everybody needs to know advanced algebra, everybody needs to know trigonometry, everybody needs to know this or that, you know, and etc. But if I'm in a small town in Oklahoma and our main industry out there is farming,
Right.
their local schools should be based around farming technology.
Well, a lot of those still are.
But
But I know the government does
the federal
get
government
involved.
sets the actual course study for every school in this country.
Well, you're
Right.
right. But what I'm saying though is in the rural areas like that, they do have allotted time that they let the kids out to
in
help.
Kentucky,
To,
right?
Yeah, to
But
help
I'm saying,
with the crops and stuff.
I'm saying,
So,
if people think farming is easy,
Oh, it's
no, it's
not.
not.
It's
It's,
not.
it's a full-time
Agriculture-
job.
agriculture
24
is a
hours
very
day,
confusing
7 days a
subject.
week.
mathematics.
You know?
I mean, and now farming has gone. I mean, completely technical.
Oh, yeah.
Technical. You know what I mean? GPS to global positioning
Well, yeah, look at
satellites to
Yeah.
exactly. You know, what I mean,
Look at the $1 million combines and
They
stuff they're
drive
using. I mean, to
themselves.
basically drive themselves. And
Yeah, I mean,
try
it's
working on one of those.
fertilizer. I mean,
I mean, I agree with what you're saying to an extent, but I would kind of disagree at the same time with the, like, what if you're in a farming community but you want to be a lawyer or a
but
doctor?
they can
You
still
know what I mean?
offer that. I mean, you
Right,
still
they
have
can
your
offer
basic.
that.
Okay, well then I misunderstood what you were saying, because
right,
I thought you were saying like they should like teach more of that instead of.
Well, I mean,
I agree, but at the same time, it's like if you don't want to
Look,
be there,
Like he said,
Then-
if you're in rural Iowa, okay, and you're
Mhm.
in a farming community, the primary course study should be geared around farming, and that.
I believe they
But
should
should-
offer
if-
special classes
But if
for
you
the people that want
excel-
to
right,
just
if you
continue
excel
down
and
that
you
family
say, hey,
business.
I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. Well, we put you in.
Okay, well then that
different
type of
classes, you know what I
program
mean?
I would
So
agree
you're still
with.
gonna
Yeah.
do math, English,
Well,
history,
yeah, right,
so
of
you know what I
course.
mean, social
Mhm.
studies, your normal courses. So you're going to be able to go to college after that because you're going to have the basic understanding of math and English.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
No, I understand where you're coming from. now.
Science,
I would, like I said, I would agree. Yeah, if they was like you're in that community, that school is in a rural community, and it's mostly farming. Yeah, they should offer
It should be geared-
extra classes towards
Right.
that and
But it should
gear
be
those
optional.
classes
If-
specifically for that. If those people are wanting to stay in the family business, right?
It makes sense. I mean, Dayton, Ohio, huge tool and die manufacturing
Right.
hub of America. I mean, that's kind of what Dayton does.
Right.
Aviation.
Schools should offer that.
Right.
So, I mean, your local first grade to 12th grade, you should have tool and die classes. You should have
Right.
the class study that pushes that type of
industry.
learning. Because
Or,
what's
no, I
that-
get it.
What's that going to do? All of a sudden, in Dayton, Ohio, where I mean poverty is rampant, tool companies and die companies are going to say, "Hey, this local school district kind of specializes in our industry. Let's move our company."
See, I went to
because
a
the workforce. is
when
there.
I was going to high school in Springfield. I didn't go to the main school because I wasn't allowed. we'll leave why.
Chris had a
We'll
checkered
leave,
past.
we'll leave that. But I went to it was called OYC. It was an
Yeah.
alternative high school.
Yeah.
You know, met a lot of good people there. But they pushed us a lot towards manufacturing and tool and die and all that. And like they would take us like instead of field trips like where most people we're going to the zoo or we're going here. No, we went to Rose City, we went to Morgul Tool, we went
Right.
like they took us in there and then they would help you get into those manufacturers
Right.
and get really good jobs.
Right.
You know, like, they pushed us a lot towards the new CNC. Like
And-
back then, it was all about
And those are
CNC back
good
then.
paying jobs.
They
Yeah.
are.
I mean,
Although if you flood the market, would it still be a good
but
paying
you're
job?
not.
Yeah, but this
that's-
wasn't a big school.
That's what
There,
college
there was
does.
about 50 of us total.
That's
and
what-
not even that really. I don't
That
think.
is what college does. Like your son, who was
Right.
going into computers,
Right.
and I
Probably
said,
about
"Look, there's
30.
this many colleges in the nation. There's
Right.
this many people taking that." I did the math,
Right.
but it was like 5 million people a year graduate
Right.
in the CIS industry, which is
Right.
computer information sciences,
Right.
and they're competing for 2 million jobs.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they've lied to people about higher education because they say you have to have it if you want a good job.
Right.
And you have to go to college. What college is for profit. And
Mhm.
now we've learned lately that it's also an indoctrination station for the
is,
far
yeah.
left. So you can't, there's not that many jobs to have. So you 5 million, 5 million, 5 million.
Right.
But now you have 20 million people in 4 years,
Yeah.
all competing for 2 million jobs. So there are no jobs for them. So they end up going into something else. And it's usually a low skill, no skill.
Right. Lower
And-
paying.
Yep.
yeah.
And now
Right.
you have companies be like, well, we pack napkins,
Yeah.
but in boxes, but we require a bachelor's degree, $12 an hour. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Right. And it's going to cost
that's
you $60,000 to
Yeah.
get that bachelor's
Yeah, so
degree.
you can
Where,
pack
how do you
napkins
justify that?
for $12 an hour.
Let's stay though on the public education because that's where we started.
That we are on the public.
Well, we
education.
were-
You're going into higher education. That's not really public.
What did they tell you in high school?
You should go to college.
They told all of us that.
They did that. They did that in,
Excuse me.
in commercials and stuff too. But I mean, what you wanted to do is taking the government out of the oversight, right?
Yeah.
Oversight role, which is good, right? We don't want to have oversight so that you can make these changes. But with the good changes, there's also been bad changes. You will have places that won't push certain things that everybody believes may be necessary in society.
Well,
to have.
But like
Right?
Greg, like Greg
I
said,
agree with what Biden said. Actually, in the State of the Union, I have to say I agree with
Get out of my house.
every once in a
yeah,
while.
please leave.
Everybody-
Please leave.
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
Do you believe?
I'll get the mop.
Do
Hold
you,
on.
do you believe that everybody should be able to read by third grade?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
do.
everybody
There's
should
a
be
You-
able
certain-
to-
okay,
Of course
look,
you have to agree
there's a
with
certain
when
See,
they
standard.
say
most
something,
kids-
you have to agree
See,
to
the,
it, right?
the thing with that though is most kids did, like, they had the guaranteed third grade or the test that they would have to take to
Yeah.
push them into that. They took that away, right?
The standardized testing.
Right.
Is what it was. Yeah.
And then when like COVID really messed up everything.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because like with
I-
kicking the kids out of the schools and everything, and like I have a son who's in 4th grade now. He can read, but he struggles a lot because of
Right.
what they did through COVID, where they shut all the schools
Right,
down and
right.
everything. But so that's the problem. Like they're trying to ignore the problem
I mean,
of what they
right.
forced everybody to do.
I'm not saying that there isn't a problem in that.
But
But that's the
how-
only reason that's the only reason that
that's not-
problem
but
as
that's
of
not-
right now exists.
Yes, but I mean, you could still go back.
I mean, at a
Right.
mainstream, at a
If
mainstream, you know what I
if you
mean?
take it all the way back down to the local level, there might be certain communities that decide that reading is not as important.
No, that's not. They're
That
never
it
going to
could possibly happen.
I-
It could
no,
Well, no,
possibly
he's
happen.
not really. He's not
No.
really wrong because there are schools out there that they don't. They just the teacher just sits there, and
No,
that's
they
what I
don't.
didn't.
That's-
That's what I didn't agree with. What Biden said during the State of the Union was where he was like, "We're going to get these teachers a raise."
Now,
Right,
I,
It's like, how about How about if you want to raise, we hold you accountable,
I have.
agree.
and you stop just sitting there handing out this material and say,
Now I
good
have
luck.
to disagree with
You're
all
gonna
of you.
achieve every
Yeah,
performance.
never
What
get
do you mean?
fired.
Do you
Yeah.
really think a local schools out there is going to be like, no, we don't need reading?
Well,
Yes.
now,
I don't
hold
think.
on.
No, hold
Why-
on.
why
No,
don't they think that?
you.
Well,
you
I do because
Why?
I think technically it depends on how the society in that area feels, and if that society is a bunch of
What
people
do you-
that
Well, I
really
look, I
care
don't
about
think it's.
reading,
Is
I-
it Cambodia?
I don't think.
It's
I
not-
don't think he's.
I think you're
not everybody
what
is
I
the
wasn't
same as
agreeing
Ohio.
with that
Look,
part. What I was
everybody
saying,
is going to teach everybody to read.
Not-
That's going to be
They-
a
they
basic
try.
in
Not
school.
everybody
What-
is
what
an
I-
Ohioan.
This
what
is
what I was
why-
Not
saying.
everybody is a
This
Kentuckian.
is why this has happened.
There are different.
All right. All right, you're going to.
I was just saying lazy teachers, bro.
Do you
I wasn't
know-
saying
hey,
that they don't
hold
want
on,
them to
hold
read.
on.
Their curriculum is
It's
supposed
not
to
about
teach
whether
them how
they-
to read.
no,
It's
hold
not
on,
about whether
hold
they
on.
want them to read or not. They may not want to spend the money on that.
Hold
They
on.
may not want
Okay, now, all right.
intelligent
All right,
populace.
now I just the ludicrousy that's coming out of your mouth right now. Do you know what?
Whatever, man.
do
I
you-
was basing it on lazy teachers,
do you-
bro.
well, that's because of
That
the
is-
unions, but that's a whole.
That's
other
what I
story.
was saying. Like, if they want to raise, they should.
do
Let's
you
hold them
know
accountable.
When the Board of Education, the Department of Education started,
No, I do not.
Do you?
I think it was in the
70s or the 80s?
I think it was in the 40s or 50s.
October of 1979.
Oh, 79.
Okay.
He was close.
Now,
this
do
is
you
not
know
Well,
Number
we're
one.
before the Department of Education was founded? Do you know how
Price is
high
right.
we
That's what I
ranked?
was going to say. I said,
Do
this
you
is
know
not
how
Price is
high we
Right.
ranked in the world in education?
probably
Fourth.
first.
We were in the
tenth.
top 10.
That's
Okay. Do you know where we are now?
We're like 81st, aren't we?
Yeah, we're
near the
really
bottom.
low.
All
But
right.
but what's what
But did
what
they
he was
teach
saying-
everybody to read before
Let
the
me-
Department of
I'm
Education?
not saying that
Did they
standardized.
teach it?
Look,
But I think
I
what
don't
he's
know.
saying. Look,
I
I
don't
can.
know. Just-
Yes, we actually.
I-
Yes. They,
I can
what is it, per
tell you it's
capita? Is that just
one of the biggest things you could do
Show
to
me
people
the
back in the
literacy
day
rate.
was not teach them how to not teach them how to read, not teach them how to write. Like not a lot of people way back in the, I'm talking about way back in
Right,
the day.
right.
But when schools came of a thing, man, no, they teach your ABCs. We teach you how to read. We teach you how to write.
right?
And society grew from that.
I want to make sure. I mean,
But the
I-
Department of Education, when they got involved, what they did is once you become a teacher, you're protected by the union. It doesn't matter if your test scores on your classes are high or low. It doesn't matter what your district is doing. You still get the money.
right.
I believe in holding these teachers accountable. Like you teach the kids,
Some of
man.
it-
Like the highest paid, the highest funded schools in this United States of America are the worst schools in the United States of
understand.
America.
This is
That doesn't make sense though, right?
And
How does that make
they're the most
sense?
funded.
But that's what I said. They're the
right.
most
but
funded,
What
but they're
he's-
the worst schools in the nation.
right.
All
I
right.
agree.
But with
That
what
doesn't make
he's saying,
sense. They
though,
have lazy
I mean,
teachers.
It's not so much even the teachers. I mean, now there's no more accountability. If you just decide I hate school, whatever, you're 12 years old, and you can talk your guardian or your parents or whatever into signing you out, guess what? You don't have to have an education now. And that's true. Look, I never thought I'd see it. I remember as a kid, I was like 12 years old, going down to North Carolina to visit family down there. And me and my mom were at my uncle's house one day, and my uncle got a package from UPS. And when the guy come up and give my mom the package, and he wanted her to sign for it, he actually asked her, "Can you read?" And I'm just a kid. I thought that was a weird thing to ask. And she's like, "Yeah." And she signed for it, and he went away. And I asked her, I'm like, "Why did he ask you that?" She goes, "Honey, a lot of people down here can't read or write." And
Right.
it just blew my mind because
Right.
I was from Ohio. I mean, I was
Well,
only a kid, but I
Now-
knew how to read and write, and
there,
Where'd you say
there,
that was?
Huh?
Where'd you say that was?
North Carolina.
there is
okay.
pockets all over America
Oh yeah,
where
Kentucky,
people
Tennessee.
can't read very well, write very well, but
Not trying to point out Kentucky
In
and
their
Tennessee. I'm just
life,
saying.
in their
Rural
life,
communities.
what they do, it really doesn't matter. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like I think I've mentioned on the show before. I have a friend. He has severe dyslexia.
Right.
His
Well,
name's
he's got a
Mike.
disorder. That's a little different.
right, but he's never learned to read, or
Right.
and he can write a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? With spell check on his phone,
Right.
but sometimes it takes me 20 minutes to figure out
Honestly,
what he's
you can
trying to
get by
say.
nowadays just knowing how to sign your
Yeah.
name. You don't. What else do you need to
But
write? I
he
mean,
he makes it through life perfectly fine. He learned how to fix cars on his own. He fixes cars out of his garage. Don't he listen to me, Iris? And he's made.
we're
a
just
path
kidding.
for
We don't know
himself.
who this guy is.
If you have a kid who his parents owns a 1,000-acre farm, you know what I mean? Does he really need the complete 12-year education? The kid's walked into a 1,000-acre farm. His dad can teach him everything he needs to know about
Right.
farming.
No, I get that.
He
yeah.
doesn't need advanced trigonometry.
Yeah,
No,
I-
he- absolutely, and I agree. with that.
There's
I mean,
a lot of that
I think
stuff
some
that they teach you in school that you don't.
basics.
A lot of people don't need it, and
Right.
I hate that a lot of it's forced.
Everybody
Yeah.
needs the basics. I
But I
agree.
agree- I
you need
agree
to
with-
learn how to read, write, and simple arithmetic.
Right.
Add, subtract,
So,
multiply,
right,
divide.
but
That's all you
all
really need. Right.
So here's what we need.
And some history.
Here's my suggestion. If you want to still have things that's like, hey, we believe that there should be some level of standard like practice within schooling.
Right.
Mhm.
We go ahead and we take away the Department of Education. Instead, we pass a law in Congress about the few things that you need to teach at a primary level.
Right.
That people
But
must
you know
learn.
who?
Look, that's a law.
That
But
was
hold on,
agreed on in
hold on.
Congress.
Do you know it doesn't need to be done in
No, it
Congress.
doesn't
Do you
need to be
know
done that way.
Who oversaw the schools before the Department of
The
Education?
state did.
The state,
Right.
and who has more? Who has?
But
who has
I
more?
agree with you. What I'm saying is that if you want to make a small standard of care,
The individual communities used to run them way back in the day.
Hold on.
I don't want more laws.
The state.
Like-
I understand.
Yeah.
The state sets the curriculum, okay, of what needs to be done, and then it goes to the local government.
I understand.
Okay, the local government decides in that area, in the county board of education, what is important to our community. Because most people never leave their community when they grow old.
Right.
I mean,
Most-
I think
a
I
lot of
read
people,
somewhere
yeah.
it's 90+% people stay within
Stay where
like
they're
a
at,
20,
right.
30 mile of where they were.
Where were they
born.
born? Yeah, where they were
Um,
raised.
So, who has more control of the government by the people? The more local you get.
Right.
So my
Yeah, the more
city-
localized it is, the more the people have control
Yeah,
over
they
what's
have to
going on.
answer to me in my
You
city.
can go
My
and knock on
county-
your
Yeah, you live in my
mayor's door.
city.
Yeah,
Right.
they're
Yeah.
going to answer to me in my county. The state, well, I mean, they're more local to me. They're going to be like, yeah, this is what these people want. We better do it. If not, it's
We're
only
gonna have a problem.
an hour and a half drive from every corner of our state to the capital, and they're
Right.
going to be here if we don't. Right. The
All right.
federal government, they don't give two craps what you
Well,
want.
see,
Right.
I agree to an extent on that one, but look what they're doing when Ohio's legalized marijuana. It's been legal for since what, January
Yeah.
or no, December? I
Yeah,
can't remember
yeah,
what
somewhere around there, yeah.
around there, right?
I think
But-
January,
but this
early
is what,
January,
March?
I think.
Yeah.
And you still can't buy it legally. So you can smoke it,
Yeah, you can,
But
have
but you
it.
can't buy
Yeah.
it. So how do you buy it? And then I seen articles all over the place about the everybody be careful going to Michigan and
Yeah.
buying your weed, then coming back over because
Yeah.
that even though no crap,
That's a federal
it's
crime.
that is a
Yeah.
federal offense. You can't take drugs across the
Right.
border. That becomes a federal crime.
But
That's not my choice because I'm not allowed to do it anyway because I am a truck driver.
right.
But that doesn't make any sense to have to do that. Like our state is just like, we know you wanted this, but we're going to hold on to it as hard as we
But
can
that-
and say no. Look how many times
Right,
they've already
and-
tried
and-
to change
and
it.
and the representatives that are blocking it, they're going to get booted out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I hope so because that doesn't make any sense to me. Is this is what the people in Ohio wanted? We voted for it. We wanted it. The one I didn't want the abortion thing that went through. I voted against that.
right.
It passed.
But that's
So I
right.
accepted it because it's like, oh, apparently
That-
people in
that's
Ohio
what
wanted that.
people
So
wanted.
it is what it is. It doesn't mean I'm going to take every female I get pregnant down to the and get an
Yeah, right.
abortion.
But that you just proved my
Only
point.
the only the strippers.
But what you just said proves my point.
Wow.
You just-
Listen.
It's the fact you said only the strippers. How many are there? I
just-
mean, maybe we
It
can
was
go
a
down
joke.
that lane.
Listen, baby, if you're watching, it's a joke.
you just proved my point. All right. So
She knows who's a stripper.
the people of the state of Ohio said, we want legalized marijuana.
Mhm.
And it went to the vote and it
Uh-huh.
passed. You know what I'm saying? I think, what is there, 25 states now that have legal right?
I think as of right now, I think it's went up from that.
It might.
I can look it up.
Okay.
Go ahead, keep
Last
talking.
time,
I'll look it up. and see.
we're just going to go on 25 at the moment.
You can. I'll look it up.
All right. So the state has to listen to the people. They voted. They said, well, hey, no, they're trying to throw a wrench in it, saying, no dispensaries or whatever you have. But you can grow it. You can have it. You can go down the street and sit on a bench and smoke it or eat it or whatever you want to do.
Right.
But the federal government still has it outlawed.
It just sounds so funny to me now, like because of the way I grew up.
Yeah,
like when
I
people
know.
say eat it, I'm
Yeah.
like, I mean, yeah, we experimented here and there with like
Yeah.
brownies and stuff like that when we were younger, but it's just still funny
So
to
the
me.
federal government is controlling the states, and it's the Constitution never designed it that way.
You're right.
It never was designed. The states have always had the say over the federal government. The federal government was there to send representatives to decide on the military, foreign matters,
Right.
and important laws that would be blanketing the whole United States. So the federal government has taken over the education program.
Right.
The federal government has taken over the healthcare program.
Yep.
The federal government has taken over just about every aspect.
Yeah. They tried to stop Texas from protecting their border
Right.
because
So-
they wouldn't do it.
That has never been, by the architect of the founding fathers, the role of the
Our
federal
founding
government.
fathers are
Right.
rolling over in their graves.
Oh, they're
I guarantee it.
they're pissed. So you should not have, and that, I mean, that's how communism and dictatorships is, when you have a control system at a central level,
there
far
are
away from the people.
When it comes to all the different time, like medical, recreational, CBD, low THC, there are only 3 states in the nation that are no public programs.
Okay,
So 47 states in the nation.
and yet the
Right.
federal government,
It's not like
It's
like it's
still-
in one way or another there is a form, and then
That
there's
you're gonna have.
25
Yeah.
legal states of recreational marijuana. So and again 3 states that are there's nothing. Idaho,
Call 'em out.
Nebraska, and Kansas have no public program. That's
okay,
So,
so
Because the federal
yeah,
government's trying
those
to
are the
make
ones.
money.
Idaho,
Yeah.
Because the
Nebraska, and
federal-
Kansas.
The federal government's trying to make money off of it.
Well, no, the
They
federal
don't just
government-
walk in and they get to just raid whatever you do
They-
because it's still.
but
federal legal.
that's the problem. The states are the country. The federal government is just merely a centralized area that
Right.
is sent to put there to control, to watch our borders, you know, and make sure there's no invaders, make sure that
uphold our laws.
Yeah, the 3 main reasons of the federal government is to make sure our borders are secure, to keep a fighting force.
They have not been doing anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, to keep
They're
a,
failing in that one.
They're failing huge
a
in that one.
military force to
Ask
protect us
anybody,
from
they'll tell
other
you.
nations.
Right.
We do that pretty good.
Make sure that
What?
no state
Military force.
acts outside of its boundaries, like putting tariffs on California
Right,
from
right.
Nevada.
They
To
can't
keep
fight
everything that
with
comes in from California, to make sure that our union stays unionized,
Right.
and foreign relations.
Right.
So, but yet,
So yeah,
so
now
the
with this,
country has spoken about marijuana.
For the
You all
most part,
agree with
yes.
that?
Yeah,
I mean, the entire
like
country, except for 3 states. Yet there's-
47 states have some form. Yeah, that
So they're
doesn't.
going to sit there and say, no, it's
And
as
with-
bad as fentanyl. You care, or no, it's hot. It's worse than fentanyl. It's up there with heroin
Oh.
and
Well, and that's the thing too. Like heroin's up with it, but the drug that gets you, which is the same thing, it's opiate. But
Yeah.
your doctor gave you that. Like
uh,
that, I don't understand that at
So
all. You know what I mean? Like you
Well,
can get hooked on heroin, and we'll make sure you get hooked on heroin. And they've known that for a long time.
my biggest,
And they still push the opiate. They started the whole. Your doctor started the epidemic
Yeah.
problem
my biggest
on
concern
opiates.
is when I watched, unfortunately, very hard. Watched the State of the Union.
Oh, you're gonna bring us back to that?
Yeah, I am. I gotta. Somebody's got to bring this
watch
train
me
back
throw-
on the rails.
Let me throw this story in reverse.
Yeah. Right. So he goes on. He went through healthcare. He
Yeah.
went through education. He went through giving money away. And there's one of our biggest
Yeah.
problems. They have an unlimited money supply
Yeah.
from us, and they're just. I mean, it's like a drunk guy at the bar just raining money. You know what I mean? And it's got to stop.
I
But
tell you,
he talked
yeah.
about all sorts of things that I'm going to change this, I'm going to do that. And like you said, about 95% of those things, they have no business even being in at all.
No.
So
yeah, that's true. I believe you. I mean,
unfortunately,
feel
we're
you.
back to, well, we try to vote in the right people, but that's not working either. What do we do? You know what I mean? Like,
well, we need to just like I said about the teachers, we need to hold them accountable. We need to start holding our politicians accountable.
yes, 100%. I agree with
One of two things is happening. And I don't want to really go into it too far, but I'm saying like either people are just blindly voting R or D,
Yep.
or there's some other activities going on.
I think look, I think there is some there's a
There's
percentage
some.
of people that are
I-
just voting
the
by
question I
color
have-
or
but
whatever,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, if your politician isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, what they told you they were going to go in there and do, and you vote for them again,
Put your butt.
that's a personal issue of those people.
The Democrats.
Really?
I said, put
The
your butt plug away.
Democrats. I do believe that the Democrats in the Senate, right, do have a
Mickey
bill
Mouse
already
show.
on the floor, right? The Democrats all
Almost no.
say they promise to pass marijuana, right? They want to legalize marijuana entirely. Right?
They keep
That's what
saying
the
that.
Democrats always say, right? I do believe that they already, from the last time it was passed in the House, have a bill on their desk for the legalization of marijuana.
That's good.
It is
Thank
in the Senate. If you own the Senate, Democrats, and you all say that you want to pass the thing, why don't you pass
They
it?
don't
Pass it.
Pass it.
Right.
Yeah, they don't want to pass
They
it.
don't
Look,
want
we've
to.
had this conversation over and over and over again on the
Right.
phone.
But
It's a talking point.
when are
It's
people
just
going-
like
when are
race.
people going to
It's just
notice?
like
A problem that never
the
ends.
the MAGA
Right.
Republicans, the marijuana. They're all talking
Right.
points. It's every 4 years or every 2 to 4 years you hear about it, and then the second you vote for them, Never hear from them
And
again.
that's the
It's
thing.
gone. They're
Creating
gone.
A crisis,
Good.
just like in Ohio.
If they solve the problems, we don't need them. You know
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
don't
saying?
wanna
They
solve the
don't
problem.
solve any
Exactly.
problem.
Yeah.
So-
Exactly.
That is true.
What we need to do, and I'm a staunch reporter or supporter, not reporter. I'm a reporter. I'm live on
No.
scene. No, I'm a staunch supporter. And nobody ever wanted this during the start of it. Just do it if you want to.
As a reporting now.
Reporting now. No unions. The federal government should have no unions.
Right. I agree. 1,000%.
Okay,
with
that is a private thing. A
Right.
union that is for industry. Why does the government have a union?
Like for who? What do you mean?
Teacher union.
Oh yeah. No. I was a
Unions
little
in the
lost.
FBI,
Every-
unions
yeah,
in the
every
CIA,
government is-
unions in the bureaucracy.
What?
I mean,
Like the USPS?
Yes,
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what we're saying.
There
Almost
should be no
every
union.
government entity has its own little union, so
What
to speak.
union
of
are
one.
you bargaining against? You're
It's you.
yeah, you're arguing
That's-
against the people.
that's-
The people.
that is the thing.
It's just look. If you look at it, it's just money.
It's my
It's-
money.
it's-
But
Just-
no, but
It's just money.
stop.
Hey,
Hold on.
you get the hell out too.
But no, what I meant by that is I'm the federal government. You're a USPS worker.
Yeah.
It's a federal job. It's a
Yeah.
federal job. And then I make you pay union dues
Right.
to me to
Right.
argue
Right.
to me.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Who are they striking against?
That's what
At
I,
UPS,
that's what I'm saying.
we're striking against the citizens of the United States.
Yeah, we're not going to deliver your mail.
The
What?
UPS is
Well,
public is a
no,
private.
USPS. The
Well, you said
United
UPS. You
Oh,
said
I'm
UPS.
sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
Right.
wait, that's different. Yeah.
The postal service, the
Right.
bureaucracies. Let's say the EPA, all the bureaucrats that work in there, they go
Right.
on strike or they want something better.
Right.
They're striking against the
The
public.
people. Right.
Well,
The
yeah,
American
yeah.
people.
We want more of your tax money.
Yes,
Like-
no, that we're not in the industry.
So wait, let me get this straight. So if you work for a government entity, you can strike to get more taxpayer money, and if you're Congress or Senate, you can just vote yourself a raise.
Yeah, but we can't do
Boys,
that.
we're in the wrong business. Yeah, we are
Right.
in the wrong business.
I do. I've said this over and over again about that. Not on here, but it should. If you are in the Congress, you shouldn't be allowed to vote yourself a raise. That should go to the people. And if we feel like you are doing a good enough job,
We'll give
we
you a
vote
raise.
on if you
Yeah,
get a raise
right.
or not. It's just like when we go to our boss, we don't just get a raise. We get a yearly evaluation. And if you ain't doing good, you get the minimum. If you're doing
Or you
great
get nothing.
and you can right, but if you're doing great and you're a valuable employee,
Right.
well, you can, you know what I mean, you can
Work your
negotiate.
way
You can
up.
negotiate
Right.
a little bit on that raise that you get that year. Like, hey, you need me.
Right.
So, I mean, that's all I got to say about that. I'm just saying that
Oh, I
to
get
me,
it.
I just don't understand how. I mean, because every time if you left it up to me to vote for me to get a raise,
Well, yeah.
I'm
Who's ever
voting-
gonna say
I'm going to
no?
vote yes every
Yeah.
time. I mean, like you said the other day, AOC was a bartender. Bartender, right? Not, I mean, her net worth was really low.
I was
Yeah,
just looking
maybe
that
a
up.
She had
1,000 or
she
two, right.
150 or 180. It was anywhere. I can't remember what her.
Like
It's not.
175, I
Yeah, it's
think.
not over 200K a year.
We have.
She's been in Congress for what
Hold
four
on,
or
hold
5
on.
years.
I'm looking
No,
at.
it's only been a couple of years.
I'm looking
honestly.
at-
It's been about that. Like she's been in there since Trump's been in there, and we've got
Oh,
Biden
that's
now
true.
for
Yeah,
3
yeah,
years. So
that's
about,
true.
while,
but even that, with that being said, she went from
that
nothing to
I'm-
120 or not
I'm
100.
seeing
Sorry,
fact checks that say that's not true.
it's not true.
That's what I'm seeing now. I'm trying to find that before we spill that out there. It says no evidence. Alexander.
Well, I know she almost got in trouble for that $1 million
Yeah.
she came up with
Yeah.
for out of nowhere. But you read
Well,
something where it was saying she
The
was worth
point-
29
look,
million.
the
Yeah.
point being, let's say
They all
let's-
do it though.
let's
How do you
right, let's
become
do
a
some
millionaire
numbers.
on $100-some
She
thousand
went in-
salary?
she went in basically broke. Okay. Let's say her salary, we're using easy numbers, was 200,000
Well, she came from a
year.
good she came from a good family too, though.
Yeah, but
that's 2018.
she was broke when she went into office, though. So you
Yeah,
know
she
what
was
I
a
mean?
bartender. Yeah, no.
So, but let's say she made 200,000 a year times 5 years. Let's say she's been in there 5 years. If you saved every penny, didn't have to pay rent or anything, that's only $1 million.
Right. Yeah.
So
I know.
where's all the rest of the money?
Well, it says in 2018 she had a negative $8,499.
She was in the negative.
Yeah, but I'm trying. I don't.
I
see
remember
that.
it being a big
She's
story.
Not, she's
It would-
not worth that much. Apparently, that's That's just.
Oh, is it wrong?
That's fake news. apparently.
Man, you led me down the wrong rabbit hole.
No,
You
Now
make
look,
me
I'm not
look
saying
like a
she's worth
fool.
like hundreds of
No,
millions of
she's
dollars,
worth,
but
like-
she's worth a couple of $1 million now.
No, she's not.
According to this, she's worth
$200,000.
$200,000.
Yep.
Well, then that makes sense. Never mind.
Well, yeah,
So,
Scott,
makes
I'm
sense,
going
but-
to hurt you after the camera goes off. That's all I got to say.
Why wait? Do
Ladies
it
and
now.
gentlemen, it's time
Do
for
it
the
now.
Rumble.
It makes us get subscribers.
That's right.
No,
It's time
but
for
Look, I've read
But,
more
okay,
things that said
look,
she's actually worth several
with-
$1 million.
with-
And it's just like anything else.
I get that. You got to
misinformation
you got to
every which
dig.
way.
That was misinformation. Sorry about that. But with that being said,
She's married.
how many politicians have went into politics and then turned around and within a couple years they're worth millions of dollars? I mean, this has happened. That's
they
why I
say it's
believe. That's why when
bullshit
when he
deals
read that
and-
article, I believed it.
Yeah.
I have read.
That's
things
on
that
me
say
for not
yes.
reading into it. But
I have read things that say yes, but then again, I haven't really put a whole lot of fact checking on everybody, so I don't know.
yeah, who can believe whatever? You know what I mean? Like maybe she is, maybe she isn't.
We
Nobody
live
really
in
knows.
We live in a war of
But
information.
The
at
information that
least-
we just came up with says it was wrong. So again, that's
at
my
least
fault.
We're not living under a war of actual war, like the people in Haiti right now.
Oh yeah,
They're
Civil
being
War.
absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, if you're an
Society
American
is better.
citizen and you're in Haiti, you leave now.
Yeah,
Like,
get out.
Get
Apparently
out.
That was
Get
the,
out.
that was what they suggested.
Yeah.
Although you can't, by the way, you get out. Apparently.
Well, America is the fault that Haiti is the way it is. I mean, during their last hurricane, or not hurricane, it was I think it was a earthquake,
Uh-huh.
and the Hillary Foundation.
Oh,
went
yeah,
out
they
there and
rebuilt all that.
robbed Haiti
yeah.
of, I mean, millions and millions of dollars, and it's never been the same since. So, I mean,
What has Hillary done that hasn't turned into some like really
Nothing,
crazy things
actually.
like Benghazi?
Haiti was a great example of showing what happens when you give
I mean,
people
everything that-
everything, but don't let people work for the things that they have, because they gave everybody everything. They gave all these shoes and they destroyed. They gave all this food and supplies and shoes and everything, and it destroyed the entire society of Haiti. It
Yeah.
actually drove their businesses into destitution. So
All right.
Mr.
Hey.
Producer, how much time do we have? Mr. Producer, how much time do we have? Where are we at?
37 minutes. Also,
Oh.
I
Come in.
I saw we have a walkthrough.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, this is a living house of a family, so we're working on getting a
Dedicated.
dedicated spot. Up. And that was Uno the Chihuahua. So, all right, back to back to the-
Greg's really a migrant. He's
Yeah.
Mexican.
Yep.
He has a Mexican dog. It speaks Spanish.
It does speak Spanish. Si, senor. So
Jalapeno on a stick.
I don't know anything that the Clintons have done to move America forward in a positive light. And to tell you the truth, there's not very many politicians that do anything to move America forward.
There's some, but no.
No, there's
For
a
the
few.
majority,
There's a few.
I mean, I can't really look at. I can't really look at too many of them and point at anything good they've done. It's just like when like people try to defend Obama all the time. And my first, okay, what'd he do? Well, he did a lot. Okay, if he did a lot,
the drone
name
strikes.
something. And they're like, well, no, he did a lot. Like
Of drone strikes.
the what?
Of drone strikes.
The drone.
He did a lot of
Yeah, he
drone
did a lot.
strikes.
He
Most
you know, he
impressive.
did a thing where he said that he had to like stop doing that, like start to like trying to not to do that because it just became like an addiction or something.
Dude,
Something
yeah.
like it was really weird. How I don't know if it was them exact words, but it was really weird. I was like, so you would just like push a button and like kill them all.
Dude woke up, he read the paper,
Push
sipping
the
some
button.
coffee, and he's like, that guy needs to die. And then did it.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, it was.
Finger of God.
But yeah, no, I can't think of too many things that he did that didn't turn around and be not what he said it was going to be.
Well,
And the same with Obama. I mean, not Obama. It might as well be
apparently people
Biden.
say that Obamacare turned out to be what it was supposed to be, but we all know that's a fallacy. They said that again. They reiterated that lie on
The State of the Union. They said it was, but it's
They're like,
still.
I'm going to expand it. Like,
Yeah, well, that's when he brought up the whole something about the $2,000 thing, and I was like, I don't believe you. And usually, when your government comes to you and say, "I'm from the government, I'm here to help," usually just don't get on the train. Is all I'm saying.
That's
the worst thing you could ever hear.
That was President Reagan. He said, "I think the 9 scariest words you'll ever hear is hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to help."
Yeah, and then it showed. Like, did you see the video though, where it shows him say that?
Yeah.
And then Kamala Harris is on stage and she says, "We're from the government and we're here to help." And we were like, "No."
Yeah. It's dangerous. I was just reading some on the Haiti here. They tried to take over the airport. They want the prime minister to resign.
Yeah, they want. Didn't they want their old prime minister? Or, I can't remember exactly how it was going. I read a little bit about it, but yeah, I know they want the new one gone because he was basically probably placed.
The U.S. government offered a $3 million reward for 3 gang leaders in Haiti. So $3 million each for 3 separate gang leaders in Haiti.
You gotta you
ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go.
Plane tickets, brother.
Ready?
If you would like to fund our efforts,
yes, please.
Wait, I was reading something. Where are we going? I'm lost.
We're going to Haiti.
We're going to Haiti.
Apparently, there's
a bounty.
Bounties on $3 million bounties on 3 of the gang members' heads. So,
oh, I'm game. I got to stop by the house real quick.
Could you imagine going over there? Like, say we did go over there. I'm not saying we would.
We'd stick out like a sore thumb.
Well, for one, that yes, we would. But I'm saying, like, say we went over there, then we did it. We say we were successful, and this is just hypothetical. But say we were successful, and then we get stiffed by the federal government, and they're like, "Yeah, you're not getting the $3 million."
You're an American citizen. We got to tax you. Here's $100,000 a piece.
All right. Like, after we're done with you, and you did it outside the country, so there's going to be a tariff on that money.
So let's think about what that $9 million would be, right? So
and then because we're not,
all 3,
look,
right?
Then they charge us with murder.
You kill all 3, right? $9 million, right? They don't charge you murder. They're just like, okay, here's money, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the government, right, which is us, we paid our taxes, right? They get 9 millions of our money together, and they give it to us.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, by the way, we're going to take half of that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, for taxes.
For taxes.
Yeah.
So tax money that we gave, they gave us, and then they tax again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've talked about that
Yeah.
numerous times of taxation without representation / overtax. Tax is just nuts.
And now what was it? Like they want to tax billionaires like 25%.
My tax has tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tax me and then tax that tax and then tax.
Yeah, I just happened to think about when you guys said about the Haiti thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the speech, Biden said that we were going to build some sort of dock.
Oh yeah. They're building a port. The military is going to come in and pull, so they can. That was to Gaza though.
To Gaza, right?
Yeah, that wasn't to Haiti.
So, no, but I mean, why are we getting involved in that?
Because we have to spend our. Because look, all right,
we're on Israel's side, but we're going to give humanitarian aid to Gaza.
That doesn't make sense because he swore no boots on the ground.
Some company, out there that builds stocks is going to give the Bidens or somebody in the government a kickback.
Probably.
You know what I mean? We're going to take our money so we can make ourselves some money.
The hell you say?
No, I mean, it's definitely troubling times in our kingdom.
It is.
And we all need to start flying our flags upside down to insinuate that
we are a nation in distress.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We are.
I read that article about that, about that port, that makeshift port they're going to build at Gaza. And I was like, I get humanitarian aid, I'm not a cold-hearted piece of crap or nothing.
Well,
but at the same time, it's still under
debate.
Yeah, it's in debate.
Well, but it seems like we're playing both sides doing that.
We always do,
and we need to stop that. That's one of the big problems.
Did you see
make
where
our own conflicts by doing?
Did you see that he's still telling us that we need to pass that bill to Ukraine again? Ukraine can win this war if we just keep giving them all this money. It's like, no, look, they can't.
More money, government.
It's not going to happen. And if you do, if you don't even want that, you want them to have a peaceful conversation and negotiate some type of peace deal between amongst themselves, not us being involved in it. Because if you push Putin's hand too far, and he starts losing the war, what do you think he's going to do?
No, you don't get it. All right.
I mean, you get what I'm saying,
The
though,
last-
right? Like, he's got a button.
If I
Last
lose, we all lose.
American-Russian
Right. It's gonna be like if
conflict.
I lose, we all lose.
If
right.
if you get the Russians on the front lines, and you got whatever other country on the front line,
Right.
as long as the other country has American dollars and they crumple them up and throw them at the Russians just drop dead. Money.
Well,
is
I don't
how
know.
you
So
win
much
the
weight.
war.
I don't know
There's
if-
so much weight behind
Yeah,
it.
it's like-
I don't.
So much weight.
I don't know if it's so much they drop dead, but they're too busy picking up all the money off the ground to fight anybody.
I can't
So,
believe-
you know what I mean?
I
That-
just, go ahead.
how stupid people are. They're like, climate change is killing the earth. But if you buy carbon credits,
You can do it.
then you can
Wait,
pump
wait.
all those CO2
Did-
up because the earth cares about money.
Money, right? But did you call
Yeah.
our viewers stupid?
No.
No.
Our viewers are watching us, so obviously they're not.
Oh,
stupid.
they're much
Yeah.
more
They're
intelligent. I got you
informed
there. Right.
with the,
But- But the
necessities.
Ukraine thing, I just like this could have been over a long time ago. I mean, they were going to negotiate, and then the prime minister, was it the prime minister? What the hell is his name?
it was
Johnson. Something.
No,
Boris.
Johnson.
Yeah, Boris Johnson
stopped it.
stopped it,
Yeah.
and it could have been over.
Yeah,
you know what I
they-
mean. But
they-
instead, they're like, no, we want to give you all of
It's
our.
money
that's-
laundering,
we
like
want
you
all.
said.
We want to
They're
give all of
laundering
our.
money.
We want to
It's
give
not
all of
just
our
laundering
citizens
money.
tax money to them to keep
Right.
this war going, so more
Well-
people have to die.
But it's
It
not
could have been
just-
over a long time
It's
ago.
not just laundering money. If you let's be honest about the reality of probably what's going
I
on.
mean, there's a lot of
If
stealing
we-
that money
we take a
too.
look at what he mentioned last night, which he did say that I believe Sweden is now part of NATO.
Yeah, we can pay for them
NATO,
too
yeah.
now.
Which
Yeah.
is the largest military.
Okay,
He
stop
said it. He said
Stop
it
it.
on the State of the Union. He says it's the largest military pact in the world.
What was that before that?
It was that before that, but just think about what it really is. Anybody that does not agree with NATO
Right.
must be destroyed.
Look, that's
They
not-
must follow our
won't
tenets
even
or their
say
evil,
that.
right? Because that's what we do every time somebody doesn't do what we want. And,
It's-
somehow the regime starts to change, and then somehow military or
Yeah,
monetary funds
A little bit of
going in
a
there.
little bit of Benghazi
Is
happens.
it Jim Henson?
Or maybe a little bit of
production? America's over here with its puppets.
Puppets.
And
right?
then we
Yeah.
just add more puppets to the show. Now Sweden's
So-
a puppet. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And he mentioned
Like
something-
Well, 'cause
Zelensky
they're
is.
paying for
Just-
them.
he mentioned
Zelensky
something about
is-
Ukraine that I kind of I don't. I mean, I have a problem with what he says because I don't agree with spending any more money there. But at the same time, we've already put in a lot of effort there. I understand. We don't want to look. We don't want
I can only
communism or
fund you
this-
to a certain extent
Right.
before I have to
Communist.
back out. Like,
Right.
look, I can only stay in
Russia.
stock.
Russia's not communist.
they've been.
No, they were communists in the 80s when they were the USSR.
Yeah.
They're not. You know who's
They probably
communist?
are.
Zelensky.
Yeah.
He shut down the churches. He stopped the voting.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
he isn't.
We're not
So-
going to vote until this war is
Yeah,
over.
right.
Well, yeah, we're in a war. I'm just going to stay in
hold
power.
on.
We're
Then
not
he,
gonna vote.
didn't he say at one point that if America refused to give them money, they weren't going to have a vote unless America paid for their election.
Right.
Like, why are we paying for your election? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, now hold on. I think Greg said it earlier. We pay for everything.
We
Right.
did.
mean, we're just a
That's why
giant
when
purse for the
he
world.
said
Yeah.
sweet. I read it before the State of the Union. I already knew it happened, but now we have to take care of Sweden.
Well, we are
Like,
the military
at least
controller
their
of the
women are
world.
not.
We,
Their
I-
women
I
are.
think-
Damn it, man! You're gonna get me in trouble.
You're
My
not-
wife watches this stuff.
It's not us.
But you're not wrong.
bankrolling. We basically own everything.
We own everything.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
So we're not just bankrolling ourselves. We're bankrolling the entire world control.
yeah, but
I
we
don't
just-
have
you're
any
right.
deeds
but-
to anything. Where's my
Well,
deeds?
But
Well,
look,
right.
man, like
I
I
don't
don't.
want to have
know
deeds
is-
yet until they
have we
accomplish
really-
the entirety of it.
Have we really spent all those billions of dollars? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know war is expensive, but have we spent all those billions of dollars? In
No, a lot
Ukraine?
of those
Or-
a lot of that money is unaccounted for.
or I was going to say,
Right.
is a lot of that money in
So
Swiss bank accounts somewhere? I mean, who just joined NATO?
Yeah.
Let's look at this carefully now for a second. I'm
Scott-
taking us all down a rabbit hole.
I think Scott just started connecting dots.
I did.
so
I
let's,
mean-
let's make some serious concessions here.
I
If
was
we
serious.
don't-
Hold
If
on.
we don't like what they're doing or what Russia's doing, then we should make a decision. Either we obviously need to stop throwing our money down the drain. So we need
Right.
to make a decision. Either we Either we actually attack
What
or
is
we
wrong
pull
with
back.
What? Yeah, get
I'm
out.
serious. Either we,
What is
either
wrong
we
with
Look,
attack or pull back.
man,
we
look,
have to decide.
I don't think
I would-
Russia is our enemy.
I know, but so we have to decide.
I would
Who's
have to
we are.
agree with what Trump said. I just want people to stop dying.
I agree.
I
but
I
at the
don't
same time-
care about what y'all are doing over here. Y'all need to sit down, have a conversation about what y'all need to do, negotiate some type of
Right.
plan, but people need to stop dying.
Right.
And America shouldn't be paying for y'all to
Right.
keep killing each other.
Yep.
Sorry, I heard
Look,
that in Mike.
It's putting out here.
Well,
Stop.
I mean, look, since we're
Mine
paying,
was an accident. You're being
since we're paying for all this stuff anyway, let's go ahead and I mean, we'll pay for a lunch for them to sit down and
No.
calmly discuss.
I'm not
how to
paying for
be-
their steak, their fish dinner, none of that.
I said a
need
lunch. It's a cold sandwich, bro. And
No,
a Coke.
I'm
not
paying for. I'm not. I will pay for the bologna sandwich.
There you go.
Look, all right, this is
Got
what
a
I
lot of
think.
popping going on.
We
here.
don't
Something's
need
not right.
to escalate this any farther. You know what I mean? I always thought if we're gonna proxy war, give them weapons. Why give them cash?
Right.
What are they gonna buy with the cash? Our weapons? I mean, it
Yeah,
makes
why not
no
just
sense.
just give them the weapons?
Just give them the
Like,
weapons. I don't think we should be giving them weapons either. I mean,
I don't either, but I would say if,
I would
like say we
prefer
wanted
that.
say we want to upgrade ours and be like,
Right.
here you can have this
We did that.
and we're going to
Right.
upgrade. But if you run through this or this stuff gets destroyed, you lose all
Right
this.
on. Sorry,
It's-
we're
we-
out.
we-
You already
tried.
did that.
it's
That's-
beneficial.
Good.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's
you're-
beneficial for us. So we give them, some Tomahawks, some Patriot missile systems, maybe a
Clears out
couple
some room.
of our old tanks. Well, what does America have to do with that? Well, we need to buy more weaponry for ourselves.
Right.
That goes into our defense industry.
Right.
That
Pours
the
back into our
weapons.
economy.
And then it all that money, well, we need materials, we need supplies to
Right.
build these weapons, goes out, they buy the materials, it puts Americans to work.
Are you saying it's good for our economy?
It works great for everybody's economy.
Right.
It really
Yeah, because
is.
not everything's built over here. I
Yeah.
mean, that was something that was funny too, though, was Biden during that State of the Union. We're bringing more jobs here and all this and that. And we're going to start making everything here. And I was like, why are you taking everything that Trump did and trying to say that you are the one who did it?
Right.
You're not the one who did
Did you-
this.
did you
Trump
guys-
did that.
I'm
The
gonna-
insulin, Trump did
I'm
that.
gonna flip this grilled
And he
cheese
took it
over.
away.
I read an article the other
Not,
day.
not Trump, Biden.
Did you read the article where they were finding devices on cranes that were built in China that we're using in America, like spy devices, like
No, I wouldn't
Thanks,
doubt
dude.
it.
things to receive like telecommunications and things?
Oh,
I
So
did not.
we have Chinese cranes that we're using in America with devices on the
Don't
cranes.
forget the balloons.
spy balloons.
Not for spying.
Yeah. Weather balloon.
Not
Totally not for
For
spying.
That's right.
All right.
Well,
just
I
gonna
mean,
let
we
it fly
also
over. It's
we've
not a
we've
danger.
also joked, and I don't know, I mean, I don't know if I want to call it true or whatever, but we've also joked about, is it Instagram?
7 minutes left. Okay.
Instagram being, a Chinese spy, thing.
Not Instagram.
Or what? Which one is it?
TikTok
TikTok. Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean Instagram. TikTok.
and Facebook. No, I'm just joking.
And probably no. I
I'm
don't
just
know,
joking.
but-
No, that's the CIA spy.
oh, he said it. Wait, there's a red dot on your head.
Bye, everybody. It's been fun.
Duck, Devin. Duck.
If you duck, it's just gonna make it worse.
Well, did you hear that they're trying to recall the speaker of Wisconsin, Robin Voss? He has ties to the CCP.
No, I thought you
No.
were going. I thought you were going with the Florida.
No,
or
I
it
didn't
was
hear
a
about
Florida
that.
guy that they're doing another recall yet again. It's like
That's California.
California.
Yeah.
What is that, like the
Gavin
fourth
Newsom?
or
Gavin
fifth?
Newsom, yeah.
I mean, how many recalls
think
has
it's
he had
the
now?
second.
Yeah,
It's the
that's the
second.
second.
I thought they were on the third.
No,
one.
it's
No,
just
No
so-
one
because-
ever survives a recall
I know.
No, but
unless you cheat.
Let's see if he
right,
can
and all
say
their
it again.
and all
He
their
said
see the thing is on that one though, didn't Caitlyn Jenner run against him? And don't they
That I don't
believe in
know
all that
about.
inclusion and all that? And that
Yeah.
you're telling me that person didn't win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That-
because people don't really believe in that.
I know. I'm just saying. I was
Are we
just
gonna go down
I
that
was
rabbit
just
hole?
throwing
Let's
a
not go
little.
down
I was
that
just throwing a
rabbit
little
hole.
stab, a little jab at him.
I mean, the media spew stuff out and they make you think that the whole world supports this, and that.
Right.
And normal people are like, no,
Oh, I
I
know.
don't support that.
I know most people I talk to whenever I guess you would, he, she, whatever you want to call
Whatever.
Caitlyn. won Woman of the Year, and I was like, man, how do you feel about that? You've been a
Yeah.
woman your whole life.
It just proves men can do everything better.
This man's a woman. for
Oh,
15
he said
minutes and
that
still
too.
needs to-
Oh, please,
Right.
women, send all your hate mail to Greg
No, I'm
over
just
there.
saying, that's what they're saying.
That's what they're doing. That's
They're
I mean,
like,
if
Men are
that's
better at
that's
everything.
what I would say. Like, man, a man came along, says he's a woman now,
and he's the woman of
and
the
now
year.
he's better than you.
yeah.
And he's only been doing this for less than a year.
That's what I'm saying.
I-
So, man, I'm a
Well,
woman. All
I-
right. Well, you're a woman of the year.
And
You're
it's the
better
same-
being a
it's
woman
the-
than a woman.
it's
is.
the same
If we're
thing
gonna
with
be on this,
it's the same thing with all the feminists that say, these trans women should be able to compete in women's sports. No, that does they're always going to win. And then a man comes in there and does your sport better and setting records that you will never beat.
right,
Right.
You will never beat.
right.
And it is. I mean,
Well,
Your
I-
Brock
you would.
Lesnar's
I mean,
daughter.
to me, if somebody says they're a feminist, I'd be like, all right, that means you're like supporting women. You know what I mean? You want to see women do good.
Yeah.
Those are men.
Yeah. Yep.
You're letting men walk in and take over your
Well,
stuff. Like, but
I didn't want to go down this.
I'm trying-
rabbit hole,
I-
but
Have you
before
seen that
I-
South Park with Rando Macho? I'm a woman now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read an article just before we started.
Bet I don't
that
lose.
said, it was unfounded, but it was supposedly somebody that actually went through the whole sex change. A man that became a woman had the whole sex change done,
Mhm.
and
See, I would
the healing part of the
surgery.
surgery like is not going well. And they're like, they were asking like, is there a way for me to just undo this now? Can I just
No.
No.
let this wound heal
up. Yeah.
and just go on? And they don't know. Like, I mean,
Look,
I guess this person's
I-
skin
I-
is
It's
like
just like they say
falling
the
off.
I'm tired of them saying that. All right.
It's
a
not
man
reversible.
Has a
Right.
surgery, becomes a woman. No, a man had a surgery and mutilated himself. He's
Yeah.
not
Right.
a woman now.
And now, but now the problem is though, they have this open wound, this hole, and they don't even know if they
A
can get that to
scabgina?
heal.
and they have to use a
To
medical
heal,
device
right.
to keep that wound
Well,
open.
and he also said he's
For-
got
for a
no
s- for a
feeling
certain
down
time,
there
it's a scabgina.
anymore. There's skin falling off.
Could
And,
you
I mean,
imagine
it's really
seeing
No,
that?
I don't want to.
Ugh. Like, I mean, you've seen a wound that has been open
I'm
for a long time.
sorry,
It's
audience, I
trying to
didn't-
close
I
itself.
don't know what I opened,
and it's
here.
like all nasty. Could you imagine? I don't know what I don't want to see. I don't send no pictures.
A scabgina.
Please don't.
Please don't.
But-
But it's just one of those things where it's like, look, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you want to be.
No.
You know what I mean? That's your
Don't
personal thing.
mutilate
That's
yourself.
your fantasy. But yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Right.
Don't put yourself in that situation. It's not going to make you what you think you're going to be.
Yeah.
It's like
not gonna work
it's
out
like
the way
me
you
going
want.
into there and I want to be a lion. And go in there and get a surgery to make me a lion. Like that's an impossible. That's not gonna happen. And
I identify.
I just
that's
see
why
you with
I-
this big mane.
that's why I was growing out the beard,
Is that
bro.
what it
It's
was?
coming back.
Oh.
And the beard is
Oh.
coming back.
I identify.
I'm bringing it
You're
back.
letting your nails grow long. Too,
No, that's
think.
an accident. I just haven't
I
gone.
identify as an Apache attack chopper, and I'm going to.
See, I can make that happen though.
Yeah.
See, like propellers and all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have-
that is
yeah.
doable.
And there was a
Sir.
cartoon in the '80s where a teenage kid turned into a Camaro. So
I
I mean,
remember that cartoon.
yeah.
What was that?
Do you have a permit? For
I don't
yourself?
remember the name of it.
Do you have a permit for yourself?
I do not need a permit.
You don't
No.
need a
No,
permit
I'm
for an Apache attack
I am an
helicopter.
Apache attack.
I'm pretty sure that's required. That's
I don't
required
need
in the United
it.
States.
You can't fly that in this city, bro.
No.
Well, if I became a lion, I'd have to move to Africa because you can't have, or end up in a
Well, no,
zoo
you're
because
not
you
allowed to
can't have
an
a.
exotic pet.
Yeah, you can't have exotic pets
So
here.
your wife would
Quiet.
My wife would go to prison for holding an exotic
I'm
pet.
launching
This is
missiles.
Oh, geez.
I thought you turned it up. What was the
let's-
workout dude who back in the day?
I'm a
Oh,
V8. My pistons.
Oh, his
Which
name's right
one?
on the tip of my tongue.
Freak.
You
the
get
hair,
sweat of the
The
oldies,
first,
yeah.
the
it
first
was-
gay guy on TV that we never realized he was gay.
everybody knew he was.
Richard
Richard
Simmons.
Simmons.
Yeah,
I
Richard
got-
Simmons.
yeah,
That's,
Richard-
that's what I thought he was
Sweating
doing
to
over
the
here.
oldies.
Right to the 80s.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He was sweating to the 80s. That wasn't
Yeah.
missiles.
He was a character. You guys remember in school? I don't know if you guys.
You know,
ever
he's
saw
fighting the
that.
movie that the Pauly Shore's playing him
Yeah,
in a movie, and
yeah.
he's fighting the movie because he.
yeah. You guys remember the dude in the bodysuit that would come out of the school things? He's like,
Mr.
"Hey,
Body.
Mr. Body,
Mr. Body. I remember
I never
that.
had blood flows.
Yeah, he had the bodysuit, showed like the whole circular
was
system and
creepy.
stuff.
We never had that at where I went to
No,
school.
that- you're
That
probably like-
Greg, our age is showing. I
You're like,
think.
I don't remember it
my
anyway.
daughter saw that. I think just
Yeah.
different schools showed
Different
it.
Probably.
schools.
And
Nobody remembers what happened in the 1700s, guys. All right? Can we get to the present time, please?
Right.
Devin was just born yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
has
he's
compared to a person
reborn.
born in the 1700s,
Devin is reborn
jeez.
every day, and he only makes it to about teenage level before he goes to sleep and wakes back up.
I revert.
He reverts every day.
He's sort of like 51st dates. His brain resets every day.
That's Mr. Body.
Oh,
Mr. Body,
I think
yeah,
I remember
I
seeing that dude on
remember Mr.
TV,
Body.
but I don't.
Yeah,
he never
was-
came as.
No, I mean they showed it at school, like in health class.
yeah. Okay, I
health
thought you
class.
meant he came to your school.
No,
I was
he
like, no,
never
I don't
came to
remember
my
that.
school,
Yeah, I
but-
remember seeing
Yeah,
that on
the
TV.
guy on
Oh,
TV,
yeah.
and then bringing it and you back the blood flows. And just realized when you get older, I was looking at a naked dude in a stretch bodysuit with organs all over him. It's like that's the creepiest
Well,
thing.
Yeah.
Since we've gotten way off the rails and we're probably tumbling down the mountain on
That's what
fire,
That's what our people enjoy.
is
Yeah.
that what they enjoy? Is that
I
what it is?
enjoy.
Look,
Is this like a dumpster fire
this-
you just
the-
can't look away
the
from?
reason-
This is the reason we're trying to
Do
go
a
to the
half
Monday
hour,
through Friday through.
Yeah, we have
Remember 7 to 7:30 Monday through Friday is when we're
Yeah.
going to be doing that.
we have too much to say on the weekend. We get together and we just kind of go everywhere. So
Yeah.
we got to
I still
start
can't hear
focusing on news. We got to
We gotta get you a mic, bro, because we can't hear
and
you.
start focusing on what we originally tried to do. But with that, we're going to cut
A minute
this
over.
off.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
we got to go. We went over. We appreciate you watching.
Appreciate it.
Smash that like button, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell the stranger down the street that's
Right.
walking by, hey, watch
Yell
this.
it from the rooftops.
Yeah,
I mean, do
Comment
what you
on the
gotta do.
videos.
Yep,
comment.
comment on the video.
Send all your hate mail to Greg.
Even if it's just to say, hey.
Greg wants
you
to
know.
hate mail.
We do
helps.
appreciate watching. We have upgraded our camera thanks to Duffner here, so hopefully we look
Oh,
better.
you actually gave me credit on.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Thank you,
I'm just
Chris.
messing with
I really
Um,
appreciate it.
So we're taking the steps to get forward. With that, we appreciate it. We appreciate the soldiers of America. God bless you. Thank you
God
for
bless
doing
the
what you're
soldiers.
doing. God
Yeah.
bless this country, and hopefully we can get back to our original roots. And with that, you guys have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend. We'll see you next
See ya.
weekend. And then,
Peace
yeah,
out.
that's it. Later.
Later.